Hello and welcome back to Newsroom Nigeria. This is where we give you hot, fresh and sizzling news all day long. If this is your first time here or you have not subscribed to this channel, kindly click on the subscribe button down below. Also leave your opinions in the comment section below as well. The Speaker of our House of Representatives, retired Honorable Abbas Tajuddin, has reminded the sole administrator of Rivers State, Rear Admiral Ibok Abbas, retired, of the limited and transitional nature of his mandate under the current state of emergency. The Speaker delivered the remarks during the official inauguration of a 21-member ad hoc committee tasked with overseeing the administration of the state, while democratic structures have been suspended following a presidential declaration of emergency. While outlining the purpose of a committee, Speaker Abbas stated that its function would be to monitor the implementation of federal directives and policies in Rivers State, ensure that the caretaker administration adheres to the law and protects the public interest while facilitating the re-establishment of full democratic governance. It stressed that the administrator's actions must align strictly with constitutional provisions and that transparency and accountability are non-negotiable. The administrator is required to operate with the highest levels of transparency and accountability, reporting directly to the National Assembly on all matters that pertain to the peace, order, and good governance of a state as prescribed by the Constitution, he said. The Speaker's address came in the wake of mounting national attention following the March 18 proclamation by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu declaring a 6-month state of emergency in Rivers State. The move came amid an escalating political crisis with the suspension of Governor Siminalayi Fubara and the dissolution of the State House of Assembly. Reminding the public of the President's proclamation, Abbas said, on 18th March 2025, the President and Commander-in-Chief, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR, declared a 6-month state of emergency in Rivers State. This decisive action was taken out of genuine patriotism and a deep concern for the security and welfare of both the people of Rivers State and our country as a whole. He added that the action was firmly rooted in constitutional authority. His declaration was based on the provisions of Section 305 of the Constitution. He compared the development with past intervention in Plateau 2004, Ekiti 2006, and the Northeast region in 2013. The state of emergency in Rivers State has generated widespread interest across the nation, and the eyes of all Nigerians are upon us. Therefore, the task before this committee is not routine. It is a mission of national significance that will serve as a litmus test for our commitment to democratic principles and constitutional governance, he added. Speaker Abbas charged the committee to be vigilant in its duties, ensuring that public funds are spent judiciously and that the administrator remains within the confines of the law. You have been entrusted with the heavy responsibility of justifying the confidence reposed in you by the entire nation, he told the members. In fulfilling your mandate, you must conduct your oversight in strict accordance with the Constitution and avoid all forms of partisanship or bias. In what appeared to be a warning amid recent actions by the administrator, who has faced criticism for dissolving the appointments made by the suspended governor and allegedly favoring loyalists of former governor Nyesom Wike, Abbas reaffirmed the transitional nature of the caretaker administration. It is paramount to note that the current administration in Rivers State is inherently temporal. The National Assembly's intervention in Rivers State is not an instrument of political vendetta, but a constitutional necessity. It embodies our collective duty to safeguard peace, security, and the rule of law, he said. The Speaker then formally inaugurated a committee led by Professor Julius Ahon Bere as chairman and Ali Isha JC as deputy chairman, alongside 19 other members. Let's have your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. What do you all think? Thank you very much for always listening and watching, guys. But before we go, let's take a look at some of the reactions we got online. The first comment is from Jonathan Ago, says, on whom is the immunity resting on now? A suspended but democratically elected governor, or a selected but undemocratically elected sole administrator? Karen says, is there any constitutional provision that took him to that office? Jonathan Ago also says, This tent NAS, reek of hypocrisy. What constitutional provisions are you expecting a sole administrator who had served in the military all his life to adhere to and respect? Military personnel lout the Constitution and democratic institutions. You know these yet? You supported his enthronement for political reasons. Now that he's exhibiting dictatorial tendencies, you are trying to call him to order. He sees all of you as bloody civilians. Ogidon Gabriel says, from the way things are going, we have now seen that the emergency administrator of Rivers State is planted to dismantle Governor Fubara's structure and install wicked structure all over. That's the hidden agenda as the administrator is administering. It's an eyesore as the administrator would not have a bold effort to appoint a person who had been abusing Fubara all this while into office as local government chairman. Frank King says, this is a dead greenhouse. Speaker, you are sounding like a rubber stamp when Ibok Ete has issued a summon to a governor, Seminala Fubara, with immunity. God will disgrace all of you. I'm still shocked by that announcement. You know, the administrator has now summoned Fubara to come and face panel on Friday. Can you imagine? An illegally selected, undemocratic administrator is summoning someone who is democratically elected by the citizens of the state. Now, wow. John Iwo-BK says, what's facilitating re-establishment of full democratic governance? I only pray for your lives, all of you that's part of this daylight rape and political armed robbery in Rivers State. You will all pay for it. Is this not Nigeria? Alex says, you ratify the president's proclamation of state of emergency without thinking about the consequences. Please stop playing to the gallery. You know that by virtue of his appointment, it does not need your validation to do that for which he is set to do. There is nothing you can do as it stands now. You can only be a threat when the president approaches you for extension and you know that you do not have a political will to reject it. Bam. That's the truth. Another person says, interim governor's coup in Rivers. In the case of Darie, clearly the Supreme laid procedural protocols of emergency rule in a state, but not how you passed it. Let's have your thoughts and opinions in the comment section. Thank you very much for always listening and watching. I will see you in my next video. Bye for now.